Coming up next, how the nationwide worker shortage continues to hit our area hard.
Plus, Penn State issues a vaccine mandate. Find out who's affected.
I believe it's an individual choice that they shouldn't force upon people.
And why pickleball games are causing a big commotion in one local township. The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Lexi Lideline.
And I'm Chris Lemo. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, labor shortages continue to hammer the food service industry in our area. Some downtown State College businesses are closing on Mondays and Tuesdays, and now Penn State campus dining is making changes. Andre Magaro has details.
Madeline DiMichele is a first-year student who's been affected by Penn State dining staff shortages. She's one of many students who rely on campus dining options for meals every day. But the labor shortage has thrown a wrench into meal planning.
We actually had an experience today where we went to West and just Edge had very shorted staffing to the point where we were waiting a long time and they kind of messed up our orders.
Penn State is making changes, including closures and new hours. Reddifer Commons will close several dining options on weekends effective Saturday. And it's not just customers affected. Emma Harris works at Reddifer Commons. She's felt overwhelmed during many of her shifts.
It's really hard because a lot of the times I'll come into a shift and there's not as many people as there should be there, and it makes it kind of hard for everybody else.
And the upcoming changes mean other dining halls will feel the pressure.
Another aspect of the weekend closure of Reddifer, more foot traffic and long lines in areas like nearby Pollock Commons.
The options aren't much better in downtown State College, where many businesses have been squeezed by the same problems. The only silver lining? Louis' Convenience Store will maintain normal business hours, and the popular sandwich shop In a Pickle, scheduled to open October 25th.
I feel bad for all the staff who are also frustrated. They're probably very overwhelmed, so I feel bad for them, but also I want everything to be open too.
In University Park, I'm Andre Magaro for the Center County Report.
Also on the job front, Pennsylvania's latest unemployment rate was 6.4% in August.
The ongoing pandemic means more changes are coming to Penn State. The university has now mandated all employees at University Park must be fully vaccinated against COVID. Rachel Suga has more.
Good afternoon.
The deadline for President Biden's national vaccine mandate aimed at federal workers, contractors, and others is in less than 2 months. This week, Penn State made a decision to comply with the executive order by issuing a blanket vaccine mandate for all University Park employees. For a campus that already has more than 80% of employees vaccinated, many support the move.
I feel good about it because I prefer the people that I'm around are vaccinated because it makes me feel safer.
Some faculty and staff are happy about the vaccine mandate, but others are quite frustrated with the university's decision.
I believe it's an individual choice that they shouldn't force upon people. This is people's livelihoods, making money and working, and I don't think they should have a say in that.
November 24th is the last day that final vaccine doses can be received to make the December 8th deadline. Vaccines are available all over Center County, but on Penn State's campus, you can get vaccinated at the Bryce Jordan Center on Curtin Road. In University Park, I'm Rachel Suga for the Center County Report.
All Penn State employees must be vaccinated unless they receive an exemption for medical or religious reasons.
Some charges have been dropped against a Penn State professor accused of attacking someone at a COVID-related rally. W. Oliver Baker was accused of assaulting a counter-protester at this event where protesters called for a university vaccine mandate in August. The DA dropped the most serious charges, but Baker still faces a harassment charge.
State College police have arrested a man suspected of breaking into cars in Center County and using a stolen credit card. Cody Baranek of Port Matilda faces criminal charges. This video from a home security camera shows someone entering cars in a State College neighborhood recently. Police believe it may be Baranek. He's in jail right now and has a preliminary hearing set for October 27th. And State College police are asking for public health to identify drivers in a hit-and-run crash. Police say this silver sedan was involved in a crash in front of Makiyaki on Beaver Avenue last Friday around 12:15 a.m. They say it hit a parked car and then took off. Police are asking anyone with information to contact the department.
There's a new candidate in next year's election for Pennsylvania governor. State Attorney General Josh Shapiro announced his candidacy this week. So far, he's running unopposed on the Democratic side, but the Republicans have a crowded field with state senators, business leaders, a former congressman, and others running. This year's general election is set for November 2nd, and the deadline for registering is coming up soon. You have to be registered by Monday at 5 p.m., and for voters looking to apply for an absentee or mail-in ballot, the deadline is October 26th. You can mail or deliver your application to the Center County Registration Office or go online to centercountyvotes.gov for more information.
A battle over pickleball in Patton Township is costing the community thousands of dollars. Austin Boley has the story.
Patton Township is in a bit of a pickle. What to do about pickleball? The paddleball sport that combines elements of tennis, ping pong, and badminton is gaining popularity. But in Patton Township, it's also causing issues. Patton Township converted tennis courts into pickleball courts at Green Hollow Park, but now there have been noise complaints from neighbors.
In this case, there were a few complaints. And, the point was that, pickleball is different from tennis.
Here in Green Hollow Park, there has been a lot of noise complaints surrounding the pickleball courts because right behind me, less than 100 yards away, is residential housing. Back when it used to be tennis courts, the tennis rackets have netting on them. So off the hit, there's not much of an echo. But concerning pickleball, the rackets are a little bit thicker, made of wood. So off the crack, it's more of an echo, causing an amphitheater effect, causing lots of noise and distraction for neighbors around the park.
The township is changing the courts back to tennis and will install a new pickleball area at Burnell Road Park beginning next spring. But it all comes with a steep price. $66,000 for the Burnell Park changes and around $36,000 for Green Hollow. In total, more than $100,000 in taxpayer money. Pickleball players like Al Renato are now playing at the YMCA after hours were cut at Green Hollow. He's not happy with the high costs and hopes local governments can work together to foot the bill as a collective unit moving forward.
All these local government municipalities need to get together and say, okay, how can we best serve the pickleball community as a collective regional government?
In State College, I'm Austin Boley for the Center County Report.
Green Hollow Park is still open for pickleball every day, except Wednesdays and Fridays from 11 to 5.
Is rain on the way for the weekend? We'll check the 7-day forecast coming up.
Plus, how this fall's warm weather is affecting the changing leaf colors. Also coming up, the end of an era for a hangout where families have been having fun for decades. Find out what's next for this popular skating rink.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Center County's only remaining roller skating rink is closing after 20 years. And that has some people feeling nostalgic. Reporter Katie Shiro has the story.
We used to do these lines at my school when we did roller skating, and they were really fun. We'd all hang on each other and try to stay on each other, but I would always pull away.
Megan Lynn Kern practically grew up at the Penn Skates roller rink. She says many of her best childhood memories and friends were made at the rink.
Penn Skates was really special to me because it wasn't just about hanging out with friends, but they did events and like for birthday parties and stuff, and we could hold all our parties there.
So when Megan Lynn found out the rink was closing after 20 years of business, she says she was sad and disappointed. Owner Valerie Dent wrote in a Facebook post that she's sold the building and is retiring. Valerie said, "Although I will miss you, I am looking forward to retirement. I would love to see you again before we close and say goodbye." People shared comments of appreciation and love for the rink, including Stacy Redman, who owns a child care center.
A fan favorite from the kids is Penn Skates. Every year they ask to go there, so we always schedule a Penn Skates field trip.
The rink will host its final public skating session on Sunday, a kind of going away party for a piece of local history. In State College, I'm Katie Shiro for the Center County Report.
Sunday's final skate is from 1 to 4 p.m. The rink is on High Tech Road across from the University Park Airport.
Well, temperatures in central PA so far this fall have been above normal, and that's affecting the turning leaves. Experts say the warm and humid weather has delayed the leaves changing and made for less vibrant colors so far. The latest Pennsylvania foliage report says we're approaching the best color we'll see this year, and the peak color may be about a week away.
Those above average temperatures are continuing today, but as we head into the next 24 to 48 hours, those temperatures will start to return back to more seasonal-like conditions. But taking a live look outside at Beaver Stadium right now, yesterday was a beautiful sunny day, but as you look at this time-lapse image throughout the day today, clouds have been socked in throughout central PA today again. Yesterday was a welcome sight since we haven't seen the sun in the better part of a week to a week and a half. So it was a welcome sight to see that sun, but now we're back in the clouds ahead of a cold front that is pushing in from the Great Lakes that will make its way into Pennsylvania in the next about 36 hours or so. But currently outside, it's pretty cloudy across Mountain Indian Beaver Stadium. Current temperature 73 degrees with a dew point of 70. It's feeling very humid out there as the southerly wind is bringing in much more humid air ahead of a cold front that will make its way here in the coming future. Temperatures across central Pennsylvania are very warm right now. Harrisburg seeing 80 degrees right now, but across the whole state of Pennsylvania, still feeling those above average temperatures into the mid 70s. That's all thanks to pretty much non-existent cloud cover out towards the east, just some high clouds out there. But as you look back towards the west, those showers and storms are streaming in from the west thanks to that cold front. And speaking of the cold front, here it is back towards the Great Lakes. That will be making its way into our area very soon. Timing it out for you here. Clouds will be remaining in Pennsylvania throughout the day, but we are going to hit the upper 70s overnight tonight. And as we head throughout the day, you can see into Saturday, that cold front pushing into the area by around 9 a.m. You'll start to see these strong showers and storms develop and move throughout Pennsylvania. They will continue throughout the day Saturday, and overnight Saturday will finally dip down back to more seasonal conditions with temperatures in the low 40s. So for today, we're going to go for a high of 78 degrees with those thunderstorm chances. It's going to be a more summer-like day out there. Overnight tonight, we're going to be remaining warm with that low of 63 degrees with fog developing overnight. And by the sunrise hours, we're going to be seeing another chance for those storms to develop. And by our day on Saturday, going to go for a high of 66 degrees with those storm chances in the morning. And as that cold front moves through, we'll have a more afternoon to evening chill with those temperatures decreasing throughout the day. And here's your 7-day forecast right here. It's going to be pretty warm today, but as we dip down throughout the weekend hours, we're going to return to more seasonal conditions. And by the work week next week, we're going to be rising back up into the upper 60s throughout the week.
Thanks, Hunter. Well, it looks like a good week for some outdoor fall activities. Wish we could get a little bit cooler, though.
Yeah, it's coming, but it's going to be a good time to see some fall foliage out there.
Now over to Connor Griffin in sports.
Thank you, Lexi. Next in sports, the Nittany Lions women's soccer team hopes to string together some wins as the season quickly winds down. We'll check out their game against Indiana. Also coming up, as Penn State football rests up during this bye week, their coach fires back at Iowa over allegations of faking injuries.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hi, I'm Peter. There's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no labels.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
I'm Connor Griffin with sports. Penn State football is getting some much-needed rest this weekend after a heartbreaking loss at Iowa, and injuries are the big story. In fact, there were so many that Iowa fans started booing whenever a Penn State player got hurt. Many thought they were faking injuries. Penn State coach James Franklin fired back with an impassioned response this week.
Now put yourself in the shoes of a parent. Your son is down on the field for an injury, and the stadium is booing them. I'm trying to protect college football, and I don't think that's the right thing for our game.
Head coach James Franklin didn't hold back after practice this week. He defended Penn State after allegations the Nittany Lions faked injuries during the Iowa game to slow the game down. Among the players hurt were starting QB Sean Clifford and star defensive tackle PJ Mustipher, whose injury is serious.
Yeah, so PJ is out for the year.
Iowa fans booed the Lions as players went down on the field, and Franklin fought back.
Would it be strategic for us to tell PJ Mustipher to go down and fake an injury? One of our best players, one of our starters, one of our captains. Does that make sense?
Franklin won't update the health status of Clifford, whose injury was a real turning point in the game. Football beat writer Ben Jones says it was almost like two separate games, one with Clifford under center and one with his backup, Taquan Roberson.
When Sean Clifford's out there, Penn State's moving the ball well. They're getting points. Taquan out there is a different set of circumstances, set of experiences, and it really changes the whole dynamic.
Roberson struggled against the Hawkeyes, completing just 33% of his passes and throwing 2 interceptions with no touchdowns. He remains the likely starter at QB for the next game, but don't count out a Clifford return at some point.
Sean's going to prepare to be the starter every single week.
In the meantime, Penn State's season hangs in the balance.
The Nittany Lions kick off the second half of their season next week, and their schedule includes 3 top 10 matchups at the moment. First game back is homecoming against Illinois. It's a big high school football weekend across Central PA. Tonight, the State College Little Lions kick off against the Thundering Herd of Carlisle at home. Both teams are 4-3, and kickoff is 7 p.m. And Central Dauphin travels from Harrisburg to Altoona to face the Mountain Lions. You can catch highlights from both games and others on this week's edition of After the Whistle. Penn State women's soccer is back in action Sunday at home. The Lions are coming off a win over Indiana. Both teams were even for most of the first half until Elle Kirshner found Jordan Caniff, who chipped in her second goal of the season to put the Lions up 1-0. They wasted no time in the second half as Sam Coffey converted on a penalty kick in the 54th minute. And just over 10 minutes later, Caniff tallied her second goal of the game as the Nittany Lions went on to win 3-0. Penn State field hockey is back at it tonight on the road against Lafayette. We checked in with the team at practice yesterday. The Lions are coming off a 4-1 win against Bucknell last weekend, and the 5th-ranked Nittany Lions have the next 5 games away from home. Penn State women's volleyball returns to action tonight to take on Rutgers in the annual Dig Pink match. Coming off a weekend split where the Nittany Lions lost to first-place Nebraska and beat Northwestern, they'll take on an 8-9 Rutgers squad that has yet to win a Big Ten match. The Lions swept the Scarlet Knights back in September and have won 29 straight matches against them. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Connor. Coming up next, a Halloween Happy Valley tradition returns, featuring hundreds of carved jack-o'-lanterns and more. Everything you need to know after the break.
Taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
A Halloween tradition returns to Penn State's Arboretum this weekend. The annual Pumpkin Festival is back after a 2-year break. The festival includes a pumpkin carving contest along with family activities, magic, and music. You can enter your jack-o'-lanterns for the contest till 3 p.m. today. Then you can see hundreds of pumpkins in a lighted display tonight and Saturday until 9 p.m. There will also be activities throughout the day tomorrow, and admission and parking are free. Have you ever been to the festival?
I can't say I have, but I have been to the Arboretum and it is beautiful. I can't wait to see all the beautiful lights and everybody having so much fun. I know I'm planning on carving my pumpkins pretty soon, but I'm not sure what I'm going to design it yet. Have you ever been?
You know, I haven't been. Definitely want to check it out this year. I haven't carved my pumpkin yet, but my artistic skills are not the best, so we'll have to practice it this weekend, though. That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us Tuesday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Senator County Report Twitter, and you can see our stories on our Facebook page and our website. Have a good afternoon.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
I love my sister. My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.